and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk. I'm Jade Harrell, and I'm joined by Amber Clear and Jamie Ballantyne Dolby. Hello, ladies.
What's up, friends? How's it going?
That's what I'm talking about. It's summertime. The seasons have changed, and the going, I hope, is easy for you both. Jamie, tell me what the season change brings in hope for you.
Oh, the season changes for me means a little bit more freedom. I'm in full-time entrepreneurship. Left my wonderful job, which I loved, but it is me season. So summer and me season.
I love it.
I
Congratulations.
am loving this life.
Thank you.
What about you, Miss Amber? What does the new season bring for you?
It brings lots of travel and fun. And as much as I love winter, because I'm alone when I'm hiking and adventuring, in the summer, there's people out there and the waterfalls are flowing. And the waterfalls remind me that one drop may not be that big of a deal, but a whole bunch of drops together can make a huge impact. That's just like people. And it just reminds me, it's just refreshing.
Aw, you're touching my heart. Well, you all will have to help me through this season because my baby going to college, which is a good thing.
You got the whole summer yet with him. It's going to be so exciting.
No, they're snatching her up.
Oh.
She's gone. They started their season early because she has signed for D1 basketball and committed. So it is awesome. But they're snatching her out of the womb. I'm here for it. And so this is a real big season change for me. It begins at home. And when we return, we're going to be speaking with the ladies behind the Bayley Foundation who get that it starts at home. Don't go anywhere. Your season is coming up on Let's Talk.
Queen is just my everything.
His smile did it. His smile, his eyes, his knowledge. My landlord, he decided that he wanted me to move based on the fact that I was transgender. Let's just respect people in everyday life for just being human.
Welcome back to Let's Talk. Creating an opportunity for children and families to thrive by providing educational tools, food, and nutritional support and leadership. Those programs are all a part of the goal of the Bayley Foundation. Here to tell us more about this great foundation and all of their wonderful work and upcoming events is the founder, CEO Diarra Warford, along with Director of Development and Community Engagement, and she knows this to her heart, Miss Carmen Ward. Thank you both for joining us.
Thank you, Jade.
It is certainly my true pleasure. Miss Diarra, you stepped out here and said, I'm going to do something about all these things. Tell me what ignited that flame for you and how the Bayley Foundation was formed.
Wow, Jade. What a way to set the tone. So, I love telling this story, but, in all transparency, the Bayley Foundation, originally named after my daughter, her name is Bayley, and while pregnant, as a young mother and wife, my family, we were just really undergoing rough times, I call it, just transitioning through life. And during that time, staying in the Salvation Army building of downtown St. Louis, and really looking for support, really looking for, a clergy to support us in our transition. We found that it was very difficult, lack of transportation, lack of, food access, lack of resources just to help us continue. Also, just a little bit of background about me. I had a performing arts center for 9 years where I taught lovely kids, phenomenal kids, just how to dive into their creative selves, how to step into their purpose, mentor them, poured into them. And and fostered a really deep connection and relationship with not only them, but their families as well. So they entrusted me to really pave the way for them. And although my personal life, was just as rocky as it could get, I did not allow for that to impact me in the way that I impacted them. So I figured out a way to get them resources, to get them, help that they deserved. And because I did not want them to be in the position that I was in. So I really set, forth the effort for that, my husband and I. And when we became pregnant with my daughter, I felt as though there was like a veil lifted, and I had a different lens. I did not want the same thing for my daughter. And I wanted to change the trajectory of what it meant to be, someone who lived on the other side. Just because we lived on the other side did not mean that we had to make our bed there. So what we did was we decided to take a stand, and we decided to be the support that we needed for ourselves and for other people. So Bayley Foundation, the physical birth of her was the physical birth of this organization. And I'm happy to be.
Oh my goodness. That's so powerful. We were speaking about seasons when we started out the show, and being in a circumstance and being able to see beyond that circumstance takes knowing that this too shall pass, that my work is not in vain, that these things that I'm enduring can be a help to others. And I'm looking at Carmen just praising back there, because your engagement director, community engagement director, knows this story. Truth be told, many more of us do than let on. I know and remember those hard times, and if not, but the support. Tell me a little bit about how Carmen came on board and how powerful it is that your stories have some alignment.
Good question. So it was divine. I truly believe that, God was involved in all of this. And, we were going through a round of interviews, just really looking for someone who shared the same passion that our team does for the work that we do, and who understood what it meant to be from the other side, of life, so that the mission and the vision could really flourish on the others, on our side today. And when going through this round of interviews, I would say we interviewed probably about 25 candidates before we had actually, stumbled across Carmen. And almost instantly, she stood out to me like a light. And as she spoke in all transparency, in all honesty, about her past, about, who she has become because of it today, it sounded like an answered prayer. And I knew then that God was at work. And I knew then that Carmen was the perfect person for this role. And I'll definitely let her speak more about, her connection, how she navigated meeting us as well, because I truly believe that it was divine.
Carmen, you are being heralded as an answer to a prayer to the Bayley Foundation, but it sounds like all of this was meant to be. Let me have you share the testimony. How did you come from circumstance to triumph and find your way to the Bayley Foundation as an executive at no less?
Wow, Jade. When I think about how to answer that question, there's so many overlapping pieces, but what I will say is Diarra Warford is the Naomi to this Ruth. She is exactly where God needed me to be for the new shakening that is required for us to become the community we desire, for us to have the unity we desire. I think this opportunity presented itself because God wanted me to be transparent with the struggles and the hardship that I have gone through as a 43-year-old woman, and to give a platform for other women to be free, to be able to say, I struggle, with addiction, or I struggle with mental health, and still be able to get a crown and put it on your head correctly. Diarra accepted all of me because God required me to tell her the dirty truth. But she took my dirt and she washed it off and said, come on, let's build the Bayley Foundation because there's a place for you here and you're safe. So I salute my Naomi for being willing to climb the rung, because I'm a rung woman, to the journey that God has manifested for her.
Jamie.
I can't follow that. So
Oh,
I'm so glad. I'm so glad that we have a break coming up, because I think one, you've left us speechless, but I think we also sometimes we hear people's story and we hear the why. And a lot of times the why gets us to a place, but it's the why that keeps us going. And sometimes, this combination of women and energy and strength, supported by God, it doesn't have to be a unicorn too. And I think by you all being here together, I think we can show that it doesn't have to be a unicorn. This is not only a Bayley Foundation thing. The Bayley Foundation could spark something in a whole lot of people. And I know the mission is for families, and we're going to get into that when we come back from the break, but you guys have left, and it's not often I think either Jay, myself, or Amber are speechless. So I have a few questions I'd like to come to once we return back.
That's what we'll do. And Amber, I know you're already building within yourself about this. What we've heard is struggle with what's like a capital S in our circumstance, but that's the strength. That's the strength that has emerged to be able to lift another woman to that rung. I love for us to go into more depth about that. And man, have you encouraged and inspired us today. Ladies, we have so much to talk about, but we're just going to take a quick break to regather ourselves. So please stay with us. We have more with the ladies from the Bayley Foundation to share when we return. Stay close.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. This is unacceptable, and something Feeding America is working to solve. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States, including yours. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Welcome back to Let's Talk. We're talking with Diarra Warford, the founder and CEO of the Bayley Foundation, along with Carmen Ward, the Director of Development and Community Engagement. These two have triumph upon triumph to share. Jamie.
I'm just amazed by your story. And I always tell people, like, nonprofit is really just my passion, because I love when people are able to give back. Question: we know a little bit about how you got started. What is the impact that the Bayley Foundation is making on a daily basis in our community? How are you all making an impact?
Wonderful question, Jamie. So our impact report is, we are the first organization in the region to collaborate with an organization like DoorDash to provide fresh, nutritious groceries to children and their families throughout the St. Louis region and part of the Metro East. So I think we approximately serve at this time, peak pandemic, we delivered 3,500 to 3,500 families weekly. Now we are at about 500 families, just because, after a lot of the funding kind of dried up during the pandemic to kind of keep the operations going. So we do have 500 families that we deliver to on a weekly basis. 1,500 are in queue on a wait list because we have to roll it out at a different pace now. But weekly, we do service 500 families through our DoorDash program. We also partner with about 15 schools supplying meals for about 1,500 students per day. And then we also have our arts enrichment, our after school enrichment program really targets personal and professional development through the arts, dance, music, theater, step, any genre, you name it. And we service all 15 of those schools and approximately 200 students and counting. So we do have a wait list for schools going into the fall to enroll more. And that is, the gist of our impact report.
Okay, I'm amazed. I love it. Can you tell us a little bit more about the DoorDash partnership? How does that work, and what is that? I mean, it's new to the area and it's clearly making a big impact. But how does a nonprofit partner with DoorDash to give back? How did that come about, and how does that work?
So it took a lot of persistence and consistency, because it was new for them. Just hearing, what it is that I wanted to do to be innovative. We have an influx of resources that kind of provide have similar structures. So you have your drive-through distributions, you have your pickup pantries. But what about those gaps? What about those families who have limited access to transportation? What about those children, who are catching the bus to try to help their families get access to food? Those gaps are what the Bayley Foundation, targets. So when I reached out to DoorDash, it was unique. It was a unique ask, but they were very, pleased to kind of help us out in designing the model. So what we do, the families come directly to us to sign up. Our website is where it hosts the signups. Every month, we open the link on the 15th of every month. The families sign up. We take all of their information. We shoot that information to DoorDash, and they dispatch their drivers. The wonderful part about this is that those drivers, if you've ever used DoorDash before, usually are from whatever that target area is. So depending on what area that the families are signing up from, I think St. Louis City has one of our largest lists. But those dashers are dispatched and alerted from that area. So and we are, on a full grant in support from DoorDash. So those dashers get paid above average to support their own communities. So these are people from the community supporting their own community. So really, piercing the community and helping drive, economic sustainability through community outreach was the target in this initiative. And we're doing just that. And we plan to take that model and apply it across all of our initiatives to do the exact same thing.
Amazing.
I am so proud of you guys, because so many people take their struggle, whether it's inner struggle or whatever kind of struggle it is, and they use that to define themselves in such a negative way. And you guys have done so much with it, not only to help yourselves, but to help the community. So I am so proud of you. And I also want to know all about this gala that you guys have coming up.
Yes. I am going to allow Miss Carmen, who's spearheading this event, to lay the foundation for that. Thank you, Amber.
So the upcoming gala, Amber, is all about unity and community. The Bayley Foundation believes in taking, a holistic approach, and Carmen would say radical action, as we move the needle and we reimagine how we come together to shift the community. Just like programs like DoorDash and us taking the very people that are in the community and empowering them with financial sustainability so that they can go from not just surviving to thriving. What does that look like? So it is our goal through our Take Action Gala to bring all of the people that we know are important, like Ms. J. Harrell, who's going to be our MC. We need those people in this very important event so we can tell them about all of the work that we have done on an intimate and detailed level. We also want to tell them about the initiatives that we have coming up, like the Community Hub, which was a pipe dream for about 3 years. But when Diarra decided to hire Carmen in this position, it is no longer a pipe dream. So we will begin to unveil some of the Community Hub, what we hope to be able to begin to do as our visionary and leader, Diarra, helps me to unpack this, so that we can take not just DoorDashers, but my neighbors in the 63115 community, my neighbors in the 63107 community, my neighbors in the 63147 community. As you see, I'm talking North City, and we can take them and we can help them climb the ladder of their own success, like Diarra is helping me to do. So the gala will be at the Ameristar Resort Casino and Spa in the Rise event space, and it will be spectacularlicious. I think I did that right. Trying to smirch. So it's gonna be your dream event. It's gonna be engaging and inclusive. We will have keynote speakers from every area of early childhood education. So that's United for Children will be in this conversation. We will have the co-founder of St. Louis Mutual Aid in this conversation. We will have the founder of Evolve in this conversation, and we will be talking about everything that is required to help not just a woman, but a man climb out, and how it needs to be communal and engaging. Most of these organizations have never met before, but they are going to come together at our gala as we give people an opportunity to pull up with us and shift the trajectory of our community.
I love it. You guys have such a building vibe on each other that it is so inspiring. I absolutely am so proud of you guys.
I agree. Thank you so much.
It is clear that beyond that impact report is the strategic precision of how much exponential benefit will come from enriching a specific individual, a specific family in a holistic way, addressing those food needs, addressing those disparities, addressing their health and mind and work and struggles, actually. And once you get a vibrant person, look what you get. Bayley Foundations with big old Carmen Ward type communication engagement people who can really come into a place and say, hey, I understand. And I could show you what works for me. So very proud. Is there anything that we haven't asked that you want to be sure our audience knows, our viewers know, or even how we can help?
I think there's two things. Yes, I want to tell you what you can do to help, but relationships. I believe, Jade, that it is the relationship that is critical to navigating with that everyday person that you just described. It is because I had a relationship prior to Diarra that I was able to be transparent with her with my struggles to secure this opportunity. It is the relationship component that's within the community hub that we will be incubating and birthing and sharing with people at the gala that is going to be instrumental to helping humans go from survival to thriving. And it's that relationship where the trust is created, where someone can come out and be honest about mental health struggles, about financial struggles. And through this gala, it offers an opportunity, I dare say, for high-level executives to take off their mask and share with the community, but also the people that's back here that they say they're picking up. How are you picking them up? Diarra and I will showcase what that looks like as you begin to hear, and you're going to be telling people about the dirty stuff that Carmen had to get off of her to be positioned here. So I would offer that. That's critical. And what I would love to see and support in, because I've never done a gala in my life, I would love to get like some support to get this information out to the community so that they can begin to reserve their tickets and learn a little bit more about what we are doing and why, because I don't know you from a campaign either, Jay, but why we needed you at the head of this, because you're connected to this and you were supposed to be.
Well, it is that village. It is what we are here for. It is why we have this program to serve that very purpose. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us today. Before we say goodbye, Diarra, will you please tell our viewers where they can learn more about your organization and the event and even your invitation?
Yes, so many ways. So if you would like to get involved, you can always visit us or learn more at www.thebayleyfoundation.org. If you would like to tap in even quicker and even faster than that, you can text keyword TBF to 741-21. And if you go to our website, our event page actually hosts the link where you can purchase your tickets for this amazing event. The TBF Take Action Gala 2022.
Fantastic, radical change. And I'm so excited to be a part of it with you all. That's wonderful. And thank you so much. Be encouraged, everyone who's in the struggle and surviving, because it takes survival in order to thrive. We are going to take one last break, but stay with us. And there's more Let's Talk when we return. Thank you again, ladies.
Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant. Behold, the angry giant. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Welcome back to Let's Talk. And man, we were talking in such a way that we just were speechless. Jamie, what stuck by me was she said I was dirty and washed clean, but I feel like it was all a part of what made it right for her to be there.
I thought it was just simply amazing. I think one of the things that sets them apart from a lot of organizations is they not can just relate to the people that they're serving, but they have been the people that they're serving. And sometimes when you can just, wash away the facade and get rid of what you think your life should look like, or what a CEO or executive director should look like, and just be real and relatable, I think that's gonna just elevate them going forward. So simply amazing.
I think we should all get together and go to this party. Let's do it. I just want to be around.
I agree. Much to celebrate. And we'll be celebrating Jamie and Amber too. Way to do that thing, Jamie, by the way.
Absolutely.
So encouraged, and we are just out of time. We'd like to thank our guests again, Diarra Warford and Carmen Ward from the Bayley Foundation. And thank you for joining us. Now, this show might be over, but you can always find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, or visit us at stltv.net. I'm Jade Harrell for Amber Clear, and Jamie Ballantyne jumped out on Faith Dolby. We'll see you next time on Let's Talk. Now
okay, I can't with you today. He gonna mess
There was a filter.
No, and then I saw something about the duct tape. Oh Lord.
That would be, I mean, if
I have this whole pocket.
what good is to have a comedian if we can't get the comedy? I love these colors today. I do color all the time, but this here.
Pull up by your necklace, the right side of your dress. Look at yourself in the monitor. Go down, right side, go down. Right there. Pull that up. Thank you, boo.